Being a footballer isn't just about talent, fame, or money. Once a contract is signed, their life quietly changes. What they eat, how they sleep, what they say, even what they're allowed to do for fun, all controlled by rules most fans never hear about. Today, we're breaking down 10 strict rules footballers live by every single day. At number 10, this rule sounds simple, but it controls more than fans realize. During transfer negotiations, footballers are expected to stay silent. They're discouraged from commenting on rumors, future plans, or interest from other clubs. Even a harmless interview answer can affect negotiations, contract value, or relationships behind the scenes. That's why most players repeat the same line: "I'm focused on my current club." It's not avoidance, it's a rule. At number 9, footballers are under strict rules about injuries, and not just on match day. Any pain, strain, or potential issue must be reported immediately. Hiding an injury isn't just dangerous, it can void insurance or even breach contracts. Clubs track every tiny detail, from minor pulls in training to recurring knocks, and require players to follow medical plans exactly. Some players even wear tracking devices to monitor recovery, sleep, and exertion, ensuring nothing goes unnoticed. In this world, ignoring pain isn't brave, it's against the rules. It might sound reasonable for safety, but for players used to pushing limits, this rule can feel like their bodies are no longer entirely their own. At number 8, footballers don't eat based on preference, they eat based on instruction. Meals are planned, measured, and monitored by club nutritionists, often delivered directly to players during the season. Cheat meals aren't just discouraged. In some clubs, they can lead to fines or extra training. At number 7, footballers are judged even when they're not playing. Contracts include behavior clauses that control how players act in public, online, and during their personal time. Nightlife, public arguments, and controversial behavior can lead to fines, suspensions, or being quietly dropped from the squad. And once behavior is controlled, the next rule decides how much of their personal life is actually private. At number 6, footballers don't fully control their own social media. Many clubs restrict what players can post, when they can post, and how they respond after wins or losses. A single tweet, caption, or like can lead to fines, internal warnings, or being quietly disciplined. And if their voice is controlled online, the next rule decides where their time actually goes. At number 5, footballers don't fully control their own time. Contracts require players to attend sponsor events, media days, and club appearances. Even on rest days, these commitments aren't optional. Missing one can result in fines or being marked as uncooperative inside the club. And once time is controlled, the next rule decides when they're even allowed to rest.
At number 4, footballers don't sleep whenever they want. Clubs set strict sleep schedules, recovery routines, and rest windows, especially before matches. Some players are monitored through wearables that track sleep quality, heart rate, and recovery levels. And if sleep is controlled, the next rule decides how their body is judged every single day.
At number 3, footballers are measured constantly. Not just by performance, clubs set strict limits on weight, body fat percentage, and muscle balance, often checked through regular testing. Falling outside those limits can lead to fines, extra training, or being left out of the squad. And if the body itself is controlled, the next rule decides what kind of life they're even allowed to live. At number 2, Footballers aren't allowed to live like normal people. Contracts often ban activities considered high risk, things like skiing, motorbikes, extreme sports, or even casual games outside training. One accident can breach a contract, void insurance, and put a career at risk. And after all of that, the final rule doesn't control their body or time, it controls who they're allowed to be. At number 1, football doesn't just control what players do, it controls who they are allowed to be. Footballers are trained, coached, and sometimes contractually restricted in how they speak, react, and express themselves publicly. Interviews aren't conversations. They're rehearsed performances designed to protect clubs, sponsors, and brands. Over time, many players stop speaking freely, not because they want to, but because saying the wrong thing can cost millions, careers, or entire futures. If you like content that goes deeper than headlines, you'll fit right in here. Make sure you're subscribed.